All right, Algebra 2, I'm sorry I couldn't be with you today. We're going to go over a very easy objective. I know you probably say, you say that about every objective, and that's not true. I do tell you when the hard ones are coming. These are the easy ones. Translate words into inequalities. You really don't have anything to solve. You don't have to find out what x is. You don't have to do an equation. You might have to make an equation or an inequality. A couple of reminders. You need to know the less than sign is the arrow that points left. And if it points right, it's greater than. So if you read words that say less than, I need one of these. Here's our first example. You're going to get a sentence of sorts, like this one. When a number is decreased by 4, the result is more than 7. So that's the sentence. You're supposed to turn this into some sort of algebraic thing. Let's look at it one little piece at a time. When a number is decreased by 4. When a number is decreased by 4. All right, we're just going to say that number that they haven't told us is the letter x. So when a number is decreased by 4, algebraically, when a number is decreased by 4, that's going to look like x minus 4. So when a number is decreased by 4, the result is, so this is where we're going to get an equal sign or a less than sign or a greater than sign. The result is, oh yeah, more than, right here. The result is more than. And if you can't remember, more than would be the same as greater than. So the result is more than. That's where your sign comes in. So if a number is decreased by 4, the result is more than, and then they just say 7. So there's not even any algebra junk on the other side. It's just, they just put a 7. So you just put a 7. And then you put it all together in one algebraic piece. So when a number is decreased by 4, that's x being decreased by 4. The result is greater than, not greater than or equal to, just greater than 7. And this would be what you're looking for in an answer. When a number is decreased by 4, the result is more than 7. Like that. Now these will get more difficult. I think we only have one more example to do. One more example to do, and then I have one for you to try on your own. All right, when a number is divided by 2, and that quotient is increased by 1, the result is less than or equal to 16. So break it down by parts of the sentence. When a number is divided by 2, that can look actually two different ways. When a number is divided by 2, could look like x over 2, and I think more often than not you're going to see that. Some students in Algebra 1 and some of the objectives they work on write it a different way. So I'm going to show you the other way. Or it could look like x being divided by 2 in a parenthesis like this. More often than not for our class we're going to see it as x over 2. Now when you were dividing two things, where you have it written as a fraction, that's what's called a quotient. So when a number is divided by 2 and that quotient is increased by 1, so the increased by 1 is going to obviously be, an increase by 1 would be a plus 1. So when a number is divided by 2, and that quotient is increased by 1, the result is less than or equal to. All this together. Less than or equal to. Less than or equal to. Less than or equal to. So when the number is divided by 2 and that quotient is increased by 1, the result is less than or equal to 16, which is just the number 16. Put it all together, and you got when a number is divided by 2 and that quotient is increased by 1, the result is less than or equal to 16. And that's how it looks. And so you're going to have to pick that out of 4 different possible answers. Now this last one, really another easy one. I want you to do it. I'm going to read it. This is how your mind should read these as you go along. All right, 6 times a number decreased by 7 is more than 30. See if you can write that one down. I will write it here in a second just to make sure we get the same thing. But mentally read it like this. 6 times a number decreased by 7 is more than 30. 6 times a number. What's that going to be? 6 times a number. Decreased by 7 is more than, and if you can't remember your sign, greater than or more than, I want to do this so it points to the right, 30. Just like that. And that is it. That's like really 3 examples. Hopefully that helps get you started on that objective. They will get more difficult, but I mean that's basically how it goes. All right, that is it. I hope that helped a little bit. Good luck with it, and I will see you next time.